All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome for the second edition of CP Potluck. I'm Jamie, founder of Cerebral Palsy Sunrise, and today I have with me DJ.
Hello, I'm DJ Carter. I am the host of My CP Does Not Define Me on Wednesdays at 2 time from 2 to 3, and the Sportsmania Radio Show. I'm a martial artist. Woohoo! Yeah!
All right, and Miss Whitney. Oh, you're on mute, Whitney. There you go.
Hi, I'm Whitney, and I'm the host of Spastic Chatter.
She is the host of Spastic Chatter, and we just shared on the page your episode for today. So thanks for posting that. I'm sure lots of people will be watching that today. So as usual for Potluck, I have the blue pot of questions. And who would like to go first today, Whitney or DJ? I can't remember who went last time.
Well, we let ladies go
You
first.
can go first.
Yeah. Ladies went first last time, so I think Whitney should go first again. I'm a gentleman. I'll let you go first.
Okay, so
Or you, Whitney, or you, Jamie. It doesn't matter. Ladies first.
The pot.
Hey, Keela.
Question is, Miss Whitney, your dream job. What's your dream job?
I'm kind of living it, to be honest.
Are you?
I always wanted to. I'm not a 9-to-5 type person, so I always wanted to be where I could be creative and help people at the same time. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm a content manager for an online platform, so I work from home, do videos on the side. Can't beat it.
There you go. Well, that's pretty cool. So you're next, DJ. What is your dream job, my friend?
If I could pick one, my dream job would be to coach in the NFL. I've always wanted to be a NFL coach. I've got a lot of experience with football. I've coached wheelchair football teams and high school and middle school, and that's my to coach the Red. I want to get in there and just get my hands dirty and dive in. That would be the one thing I've always dreamed about doing.
Very cool. Well, if I could do my dream job, you guys won't be surprised by this. It would be to have my own nursery with a classroom so that I could garden and teach gardening all day. That would be my dream job, to garden all day and to teach gardening all day. That would be my dream job. Unfortunately, I'm not there yet, but that would be my dream job. All right. Question number 2. This one's for you, DJ. Favorite thing to cook?
Oh, God.
Or at least one of your top 3, because I know you like to cook. So.
I mean, if my head hurts now. If I had to pick one, I guess I would say probably bone-in fried chicken. My all-time favorite, just because of how it tastes and the crunch and the flakiness and what goes with it. And it's just, you just want to eat it all the time. It's that, fantastic Sunday dinner. So, Colonel Sanders ain't got nothing on me. So I'll just go there.
All right. How about you, Whitney? What's your favorite thing to make?
To be honest, I'm not much of a cook.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to order in? What's your favorite thing to order in?
I like any kind of pasta and bread. That's my two favorite.
Yep. So if I were to take you to Olive Garden, that would be a good thing, right?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
That'd be perfect. I do love their endless salad and breadsticks. I'm a sucker for some Olive Garden. Not gonna lie. Yeah. My favorite thing to cook, I think probably some of my grandmother's recipes are probably my favorite thing to cook. And I really like all the stuff I can, like my jelly and mustard and ketchup and all that stuff. So anything I can is probably my favorite. Let's see. Question number 3.
This one's for you, Jamie.
All right, so this one's for me, and it says chair, walker, canes. Which do you prefer? So for me, I prefer my walker. I used cup canes for a while when I was younger. I can move faster with the walker. So for me, it would be walker. Chair is great, but I like to try and maintain my mobility for as long as possible. So right now I only use the chair in little spurts, but I know as I get older, I'll probably use it more often. So, but for me, it would be walker is my preference. How about you, Miss Whitney? What's your preference?
Mine will be a power
chair
because I like you kind of mentioned, it's kind of funny. And when I was younger, I preferred a manual chair, but as I got older, I realized that manual chairs are exerting too much energy, and I'd rather save my energy throughout the day.
Right.
To accomplish and be in a power chair.
Yep, that makes sense. And Mr. DJ, canes, chair, what's your preference? What's your poison?
Well, I've used, all three. When I was little, I used the walker, and I was like a fart in a hot skillet just running around everywhere. And then I got crutches, and I was using those. And I, found myself getting tired quickly. And then I used the manual chair like Whitney. And with limited range of motion in my shoulders and my arms, I got tired quickly. So I'm now to the power chair. Power chair is my transportation for getting where I want to go and running people over.
Excellent, excellent. And your power chair comes equipped with an FCC beeper in case you have to bleep me out.
Yeah, it does.
Mine does too.
Yours does too, Whitney? Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
So if you have to bleep me out for my bleep 40th birthday today, we're all set. All right. So this one is going to be a hard one because I know we all like movies. This question is favorite movie.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is tough.
Oh, man,
Should we
that
just
hurts
save
again.
that one for last so that we all have time to think about it? Should we save that one for last?
We can.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, let's save it for last so we all have time to think about what our favorite movie is. Ooh, how old were you for your first real relationship?
Oh, dear God.
This is one that we all three get asked on our channels. I know we do, because I know I've been asked this at least 6 times.
Does womb service count?
Does room service count as your first relationship? Well, it could, I guess.
No. Womb.
Satisfaction.
Womb.
Oh, womb. Yeah.
Womb service.
Womb service. Yeah, that kind of counts, I guess. Let's see. I would say for me, first real serious relationship would be 18. 18.
For me, oh God, I haven't had many, so I'm trying to classify as what I would call a real relationship. I would say 21.
21. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like adult time. I'm thinking, my first college one was 18. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. What about you, Miss Whit? Did you date anybody before college?
I'm kind of the same. It was like I was kind of a late bloomer, to be honest, because I wasn't so focused on dating. I haven't had, I started like being interested. I started like going on dates and like talking to people around that age, but I didn't make it serious.
Yeah.
Honestly, till I was like 26, because I just wasn't interested in having a relationship.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't have friends.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It just hadn't progressed to like a serious relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally get that. And I think that's common in us CP adults because I think we have a lot of stuff to deal with other than just our social maturity, right? So I think it's pretty common for a lot of us not to start serious relationships till our 20s, or some people even their 30s, because they got to get all their ducks in a row with feeling comfortable dating and transportation and all that good stuff. So I think that's pretty common. I know I've gotten asked that question a bunch. Have you guys gotten asked that question on your channels?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next one, hot off the press. Ooh, what's a CP goal that you have, DJ? What's a CP goal, man?
To do a standing side kick and standing front kick in karate, I would probably say that's my biggest CP goal right now with my training with Master Dart is just to get my legs at the point again where I'm strong and can actually do some things with my legs that I've always wanted to do.
With your lower half? Yep.
The lower half.
Yep. CP goal for me, well, one is to maintain my mobility as best I can. That's always a goal every year because it takes dedication every year, right? But I would say immediate CP goal is probably
not to fall on your elbow.
Not to fall on my elbow. Whitney, did I tell you I took a huge fall yesterday and banged? Yeah, and I banged the crap out of, to put it nicely, out of my elbow, landed on my elbow, and I had while we did CP live last night, I had to have my elbow on ice. I have huge goose egg.
So I have a question. Did you hit your funny bone?
I did hit my funny bone, and it was not funny.
Yeah, you weren't laughing at that one.
Nope, it was not funny. So, but I did tons of ice and elevation yesterday, and it's better today, but it is sore. It's definitely sore. So, yeah, not to fall on my elbow would be a good CP goal. And then I'd say my other CP goal is probably my core. I really want to make sure that my core stays strong because it's how I get all my shit done, to be honest, right? Like everything I do, I need my core to do it because my arms and legs do just enough. But my core is what helps me move. So it would be not to get spongy in the middle because I need that core.
He doesn't want to get spongy in the middle. Wow.
Yeah. So what's your CP goal, Whitney?
One of I would say the biggest and probably the one that's gonna take the longest, and it may never happen, is to be able to get up off the floor when I fall.
Yeah.
Because I am independent when I transfer and stuff. But
right.
What if I fall? I'm down for the count. Like I can't
get back up.
I can't get up. So that would be my ultimate goal. Another one that's more obtainable.
Yeah.
Is to be able to stand without holding on to anything, which I can do it like with one hand holding onto a bar and stand fine, but I want to be able to like not hold on to anything.
So this will you can probably relate to this. I can stand for a very long time if I'm holding on to something. I can stay upright if I'm moving, but if I have to stand still in one place for a long time, it's hard for me to keep my balance. So the weird thing is, if I'm walking for a long time, I'm okay as long as I'm moving, right? But like standing in a line, I have to have something to hold on to. Isn't that funny?
You know, the funny part about that is because of the reason that is, your brain has a pattern. If your brain has a pattern to follow, and but when that pattern breaks, it makes it harder for the brain to go, oh my God, hold her up, we're not doing anything. It just one of those
exactly. Yeah, I have major malfunction meltdown on that. Ooh, okay, this is an easy one for all of us. Siblings. How many siblings do you have, and are they abled or disabled? I have one, and he's a male little brother, and he's abled. What about you, DJ?
I have a twin who's abled. I have an older sister who's abled, and I have a younger brother that's able, so I'm the only one with a disability.
Yeah.
I have a brother who is abled, and yeah,
Yeah. That's it. Yep. All right. So that's siblings. I get asked all the time on my page if I have brothers or sisters. So I'm sure
You know what I get asked? You know what I get asked? That's so weird. They're like, so is your twin in a wheelchair? No. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Well, this next one is appropriate since it's my birthday. It says aging. What's the best thing about it and what's the worst thing about it?
God.
So I'll go first since it's my 40th birthday today. I would say the best thing about aging is that you care less about what other people think, right? I think that's probably the best thing. The worst thing about it is aging with CP, because I was already kind of messed up and now I'm just, messed up, exclamation point, don't know when the bottom's gonna fall out. So so I'd say the worst part is aging with CP. Aging on its own is not so bad. Aging with CP is a bit of a wild card. I never know what's gonna happen. So that's mine. Who wants to go next, DJ or Whitney?
Mine. I'm 39. I'm getting ready to turn 39, so I'm almost there. Mine is the best thing is, and I kind of agree with Jamie on this one, is at some points I just don't give a flying really. I mean, I just like it's sometimes you just gotta go screw it, for lack of better terms. That's the best thing, because I can turn my CP up 100% and freak people out, and I love doing that especially when they ask what I consider stupid questions, just the and you just go, okay, I'm gonna get you now. The worst thing for me is just getting older in general. Like I have gray hair now, and I'm like 39. I look like I, poured a salt and some pepper shaker in my head, and it's not cool. Arthritis sucks. I mean, CP just sucks in general.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to grab CP and just choke the living out of it, because it just annoys the crap out of me. But that's me.
Yeah. What about you, Whitney? The best and worst about aging?
I'm the young one out of this group. I just turned 30 in April. So the best part about aging, I can say, I guess, is the wisdom you learn when you as you get older.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. They say that CP does not get worse over age or as you age, but the symptom, I don't know, the physical fatigue and the pain, it definitely gets worse with age. So
I agree. I don't know who wrote that rule that, it doesn't get worse as you age, that it stays the same. I think that's like crap, because all the adults I know don't agree.
Straight bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, the pain and the physical fatigue are definitely real as you get. The older you get, the worse it gets.
The tougher it gets. I agree.
I'd like to find that person and punch him in the mouth.
This next one is fears. What are your fears, guys?
Are we gonna get deep here? Or are we talking like?
Okay, so for example, my shallow level fear would be I'm not a huge lover of heights. So that's like my easy level of fear, right? My like dark under the covers in the closet, like fear is probably a nursing home.
Jamie just got real for a second, like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's like, because to lose my independence, or to be in a scenario where I can't go outside, or I can't go outside when I want to, would be like big time hard for me. Like mentally, it would be really hard. So that's probably like my Dr. Phil fear. So, but I think that's a fear for a lot of people with CP, right? because what if we outlive our loved ones, or, you know, outlived our caregivers or that kind of thing? You know, what options will we have, kind of thing. So I always try to make plans for options A, B, and C, so that that's the absolute last option, because I know
totally
that's
agree with you.
yeah. So
I'll go last on this one. Go ahead, Miss Whitney.
okay. What's your fears, Whit?
So my I guess you call them, I don't know what superficial fears are.
Right.
Y'all are gonna laugh. They have to do with animals. Like I am terrified of mouse, mice.
Yep.
I don't do it. I don't do it at all. The same thing with cats. I do not do cats whatsoever.
Don't do cat.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah.
cats. And then my
Your Dr. Phil fear.
yeah, that's kind of what you said, like losing my independence.
Yep.
And it's reality that as I age, I'm gonna have to have more help. And since I established being independent at such a late time in my life,
yeah,
it's a real fear that I don't want to lose it, but
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No, I totally get it. And you're constantly thinking about, okay, like what's the happy medium, right? Like how can I bring in help but still have some of my independence, or what can I afford to do that's feasible, or who can I depend on that's not going to see me as a burden, you know, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's tough, and it's something that able-bodied people don't have to think about until they're like 75 years old, right? And some of them not even then. It depends on, you know, how their health goes, but we have to think of it, you know, a lot sooner. And so it kind of is tough. And then we're living a lot longer too, right? So then the fear becomes, what if I outlive my people?
And that's kind of relates to what I'm going through now, because since we both have a disability, so we're both having to look at that aspect of later on down the road, like what are we gonna do? Like, so that's
and what are you comfortable with? And yeah, for sure. So DJ, did us ladies give you enough time?
This one, I can't answer one or two. I've got to answer this one all out. So give me a little bit.
Okay.
I've been asked this question a lot, and let me start with my big fear. My oh my God, Dr. Phil, Oprah Winfrey, the whole talk show banner of everything. Losing my mental faculties. My mind is sharp as a razor, man. I can see things, feel things, do things, just clicks. My mind is boom, 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 boom. And the second that goes, man, when I'm like out there going like, hello, off the wall, naked, running around, I don't, the fact of not being in control of my own mentalness, that right there is my like, I want to go in a corner. Oh God.
Right, and that makes sense, because as disabled people and disabled adults, we've made peace with not being able to control our bodies a long time ago, right? We made peace with that probably grade school, middle school. We learned that, you know, you're not going to be able to control your body, but all three of us have been able to control our minds. So makes sense that would be a Dr. Phil fear.
Yeah. So my local, and some are going to understand this and some are not. I'm a people person, man. And people are afraid to tell me no.
Right.
So they'll hang out with me for a time, or they'll get close to me for a time, or they'll get close to me for a long period and just, bam, gone. Off the face of the earth, like, hello, where are you? And it drives me bonkers to just automatically lose somebody and nothing. Like, no, I've had a friend for like 12, I've known him since I was 12.
Yeah.
He was my counselor since I was 12. We talked like off and on. I mean, we were like best friends. He came to the house. I met his kids, basically adopted them. And he just gone. Nothing. 2 years. I'm like, dude, Facebook, phone call, freaking I'm sending out SOS messages, trying to get a hold of this dude. And everybody's like, let it go. I'm like, I don't want to let it go. I want to find my friend. That drives me insane, and it scares me that everybody I come in contact with is eventually going to do it. Sorry, just went, okay, I'm good now.
It's legit fear. No, it's true. And you know, there's some things with disability where sometimes I wonder, you know, who's in it for the long haul, right?
Yeah.
I think we've all had those where sometimes people will be your friend because it makes them feel better about themselves, or they think it makes them look better to other people, but then once it's served its purpose, they kind of ghost you, right? I think we've all had that.
I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but since I don't drive, like my friends will get together, but then they won't invite me because it's such a process to get me there. So it's just like, okay, well, what the hell? Like, are you? Like, it's such a.
Yeah, and it can be kind of isolating, right? Because it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I can totally see. Whitney got it. She hit it right on the head. When you're friends with a friend, okay, when you're friends with somebody with cerebral palsy, let's call it like it is. It's a lot of freaking work, okay?
Yeah.
Especially if they don't drive. And I get that I don't drive. But I have my own van, and all you got to do is get behind the wheel and drive me. And they're like, but then I got to go to your house, and then I got to take you, and then I got to bring you back. You know, I was dealt this hand. I didn't ask for it. I didn't go, yo, God, can I have CP, please? I mean, it's,
you know, it's kind of funny is I only have one friend that will drive my van because everybody else says that it's too big. Like they won't drive it. My own sisters and our brother won't drive it because they say it's too big to drive.
Really? So do they take you in their vehicles then? Is that what they do?
Yeah, like they're okay with like physically lifting me into the car, but I'm not. But most of the time, I'm not okay with that.
See,
I don't want to be.
That's me. That's right.
Yeah.
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 So that is a weird one. Okay, we have 2 questions left for CP Potluck. The last one is favorite movie. The next to last one is worst date. I think I've shared this with Whitney, but I don't know if I've shared it with DJ.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, dear God.
Worst
we cannot answer this question on the air. Oh, my God.
Worst date.
Oh.
Who wants to go first on the worst date?
Not me. Not
you?
No.
Okay, I will go first, but when I go like this, one of you's got to bleep me. So.
I got you.
Okay, so my worst date was about 8 years ago. Met this guy on Match. He was a hospital administrator. In our second phone conversation, I told him about my cerebral palsy and everything. He said that was not a problem, that he was looking forward to meeting me, etc. So we talked on the phone for another week, and we lived about an hour away from each other. So we picked a weekend to meet at a place that was about 30 minutes for each of us. So we met at this really nice restaurant, and we had a really long dinner. It was like 2 hours long. And at the end of the dinner, he said, well, it was really nice meeting you. It's too bad your legs are up. I don't think I want to go on another date. And he got up and left.
What the?
Yeah. So that was the worst date, which I wasn't offended because, hey, if the disability is a problem for you, it is what it is, right? But funny thing is, 2 weeks later, he went on a date with a friend of mine. And while they were at dinner, she realized that it must be the same guy. And so the funny thing was, he was like all into her because she's able-bodied, right? And she said, hey, I think you went on a date with my friend Jamie. And he was like, yeah, I did. And she goes, you're an asshole. And she got up and left. So there you go. So that was the worst date.
Sucks to you.
A good friend of mine made it a little bit better because she got up and she said, oh, I think you went on a date with my friend Jamie. And she left the date. So there you go. So that was my worst date. And I was well into my 30s when that happened. So it wasn't like I was, a college, newly graduated college grad or anything like that. I was an old lady. So, but that was my worst date for sure. What about you guys?
I'll go.
Okay.
Just to kind of like feed off what you were saying, like, because most of my I'm not sure to say, all of my interactions have been like through dating websites,
right,
online, because it's just easier,
right,
and a lot of them, they just wanted that. I was like a bucket list type of thing for them. Like, it was just a bucket list, and they didn't want to go out in public. They wanted just to hang out at the apartment or whatever.
Right.
But here's what's kind of funny. A funny story about a date. We went. It was with an ex-boyfriend, and we went to Walmart after we like went out to eat or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy that was selling crosses, like, how people can set up in front of Walmart with like the stuff they make or whatever and sell them. He found us, and he hugged my. I have a nickname for him, but it's not nice.
Right.
He hugged him and like thanked him. But he was like, God bless you. And then he followed us around Walmart. And then when we got out of Walmart, he gave me a cross and wanted to pray for me. Like it was like a 20 or 30 minute like Walmart trip, and he followed us all throughout Walmart. Yeah. And then he gave us a cross and wanted to pray for. And my ex was like dumb as shit, and he was like egging it on. Like I was in my manual wheelchair, so he like pushed me to the guy. That's how much of a whatever he was. Yeah. He pushed me to the guy and like made me conversate with him because I couldn't get away. So like it was just all bad. It was all bad.
That is pretty bad. All right, DJ, worst date, man.
All right, fine. I was a freshman in high school, and I met a girl, and I'm not going to say her name. All I will say is she was very tall. She was 6'4", and she was a senior. And she wanted to go on a date with me, and I didn't know why. But I was happy because I was dating a senior. I was special. I was in the club. I was good to go. I said, sure, I'll date you. Why not? You bring me stuff. You're great. I was immature and stupid. I was 18. I know.
Right.
So she comes to pick me up at the door, and my mother goes, oh, my God. So I get in the car. I hop out of my manual chair. I pop my legs in. I was real maneuverable back then. And then this is when I got scared. She picked up my chair with 2 fingers and put it in the back of her car, oh, so lightly. Now, this is a 30 to 40-pound chair. She picks that bitch up. She throws it in the trunk. And we're on our way. We go on the date. She wouldn't stop looking at me the entire time. I started getting really bad vibes. I ate my food. And we're on the drive home. Well, on the drive home, she pulls into this side road, and I'm thinking, oh God, oh God, she's stopping the car. Oh dear Christ, she's stopping the car. So she looks over at me and she goes, I find you very attractive. I'm like, thank you. And she goes, I want you to be the father of my children. I'm like, I want to go home. So
for first date.
I said, stay away from me. Don't touch me. Amazon, be gone. I was like, no. First of all, I'd have to get a grappling hook to get you, and I'm not doing that. So I get home in front of my house. I throw the door open, jump out of the car, don't get in my chair. I crawl up the sidewalk, crawl up the ramp, and I go in and shut the door. She leaves my chair at the ramp and walks away.
That's a pretty bad date. I think you might have found a female fetish lover there. What do you think, Whitney? Did he find one? Think he might have.
How did you meet this girl?
Through school. We were in school. I don't do the online dating thing because, you know, I can't. There's so many scuzzballs online. You don't know who's real and who's not, and that's kind of why I don't date somebody who's not real, and I can see through people very quickly. That's one gift that I have. I can tell who's on the money and who's not, and when that sensor goes off, boy, she whoop 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 whoop, danger. Yeah, sometimes people have to help me out with that one, but and whoop 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 whoop, yeah.
Oh, I just thought of a funny one, but it's kind of relevant. Okay, the very like first date that I went on, I was like, I told you I was a late bloomer for dating. I was like 25, 26. I was living in my parents' house at the time because I was in between jobs, and I told my parents I was going on a date, but don't come out. You're just gonna pick me up and you're just gonna take me up and we're gonna leave. Like, it's okay. I'm an adult. I can do this. Right. And I go out the door. Next thing I know, my dad is right behind me, and he's like, Whitney, I've never got to do this because you didn't take in high school. I was like, you didn't do this to my siblings. Like, you didn't do this to Brittany. And they're like, yeah, because they were able to run out the door.
before they could do it, right? Very funny. That's pretty funny. So the last question for CP Potluck, we have an empty pot, is favorite movie. I'm going to do old and new because it's hard to put it down to just one. First of all, I love movies in general, but I will say probably because I'm a huge Mr. Rogers fan, my favorite, most recent movie I saw was Lovely Day in the Neighborhood, the new Mr. Rogers movie that Tom Hanks played Mr. Rogers. That's probably my favorite new movie. And like my favorite old movie of all time, it's really tough to pick because I like all kinds of movies. But I'd probably say, and this is going to date me, I'm going to sound really old, but I'm going to say Breakfast Club is probably my favorite old time movie is probably like, it's one of those movies that whenever it's on, even if I turn on the TV and it's halfway through, I'll still finish watching it. So I'd say those are two of my favorites, but it's hard to just pick two, but those are the two I can think of right now.
Go ahead, Whitney.
It's hard to narrow it down. We've been watching a lot of movies because of COVID.
Yeah, we have two. That's why I said it's harder now.
Anything with action, military, anything. We just got done watching the Taken trilogy, the 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
Anything to do with military, and then I will always say this. I like comedy, so like I don't know what it is about it, but Role Models is like my go-to favorite comedy.
Yep. I like comedy.
I can quote it.
Yep.
It's not appropriate to say on here, but I can quote it. We need the B button, but yeah.
We need the beeper, right?
Yeah.
You need the beeper. I'd say for favorite comedy, it would probably be a toss-up between the Grumpy Old Men movies with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. Like all three of them. I liked all three. And anything with John Candy, because growing up, Uncle Buck and all of those were some of my favorites. So Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, anything with John Candy is keeper. For sure.
Well, let's see. My favorite all time out of every movie I've seen, and I think I've mentioned this. I'm a action guy too. I love like karate movies and sports movies. Just those speeches. My favorite like moving movie that just gets me every time is Any Given Sunday. Any Given Sunday is when Al Pacino is in there and he's, "You gotta fight for every inch," and I'm like bawling, and I've seen the movie 100 times. Nelly was in that, and a couple other people were in it. No, that was the Longest Yard, but Any Given Sunday is a great movie. My favorite newer is a toss up between the Taken trilogy, like Whitney said, because I love Liam Neeson. I think he's a fantastic martial artist, fantastic actor, and Braveheart. I'm a Mel Gibson guy too, and the fact that Seamus is in there going, "We didn't get dressed up for nothing." I mean, every time he says it, I'm just like, and again, passionate speeches. But I just watched that movie yesterday, and when you've seen a movie 100 times when you're little, and you watch it as an adult, you go back and you go, "Oh my God, I get the meaning behind that." So now, like, I go through and I diagnose stuff and I watch it and really dig into it. Like, you want to find out where and why and when and what was the real meaning behind this.
Yeah.
It just does it. But the last one I had probably for comedy, Robin Williams is my favorite actor of all time.
Yeah.
His death actually absolutely crushed me.
Yeah.
Comedy, I would have to say, is The Birdcage. The Birdcage is
the
probably
Birdcage. That is hilarious.
With Nathan Lane.
And
Robin Williams.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this, I guess, doesn't count as a movie, but I just finished watching all of it recently this weekend, and I really liked it. I guess technically it's a TV series, but did either one of you watch Jack Ryan? The Tom Clancy?
We're watching that right now.
Okay.
We're watching it right now. We're on season 2.
Okay. So I just finished watching Jack Ryan this weekend, and I really liked it. But technically, it's not a movie. I guess it's a series. But anyway, I really liked it.
Have either
we're
of you?
watching it right now.
Yeah.
Have either of you watched The Glades, the series The Glades?
I haven't watched The Glades, but it's on my watch list.
You need to watch that series. Right now. I mean, do nothing else. You need to binge watch that stuff. Yes. It is amazing. It is like, I sat there. Of course I sat there because I was in my chair. I was at my mom's and I watched like the first 4 episodes and I'm like,
glued to the TV.
I mean, I didn't move. He's like, "Do you want food?" I'm like, "No, leave me alone."
Yeah.
I don't say anything. I just want to watch this. Like, I was like, "Oh my God, it was fantastic."
That's pretty good. Well, believe it or not, we have completed our first CP Potluck. So round of applause for us, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did great. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is pretty fun. It's more fun to answer all these questions we get together.
we need to do this
Yeah,
again because
I like
how are we
it.
going to get more questions now? Like I'm sad.
I know. So we'll definitely,
People
I
need
know I'm keeping a
questions.
running tally of the questions we get in CP Sunrise. So Whitney, if you get any from Spastic Chatter, and DJ, if you get any from My CP Does Not Define Me, let me know, and we'll do another one next month, a July CP Potluck, possibly.
Yeah. I like the 15th. I think the middle of the month is a good way to do it. We could push it a little further if we need to. But yeah, I'd love to keep doing this. I think it's fun because I want to get one where I go, that first date one, your worst first date, I'm like, wow, that was a good one. So
Yeah.
I want to, when we have to use the beeper, you know it's a good question.
Right.
So definitely keep them coming.
Beaver was used a lot in this episode.
That's right. For sure. Well, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to get together, and everyone who's watching us, thank you for joining us for CP Potluck, and we'll see you again real soon online. So thank you.
Toodaloo.
Bye.